came to Celebrate Recovery because I was experiencing an addiction to alcohol, which also led me to severe manipulation, selfishness, and even infidelity.
I came to Celebrate Recovery because my husband was drinking heavily every night, and it was causing a lot of anger and frustration.
I came here after not smoking pot or cigarettes for about a month, and I was struggling at that point in time with feelings of isolation and extreme self-consciousness.
God has given me victory over alcohol and drug addiction, but I came to CR because I was struggling with my belief in Jesus Christ and my faith.
I also found myself suffering from manipulation, people pleasing, and codependency.
My life was characterized by me being drunk from the time that I got done work until the time I would say go to sleep, but until the time that I actually passed out.
My life was characterized by depression, isolation, and manipulation.
After realizing that my feelings of isolation and extreme self-consciousness were not going to go away by themselves, and I felt that at that point in time I needed to give our Lord's Word a chance, that is to say the transparency and the body of Christ, the chance to help me heal and to help me understand why I felt sometimes the way I did.
My life was characterized by fear, doubt, and the unmanageability of people pleasing.
Before I even passed out, I would try to manipulate my wife.
He would come home from work, drink from the time he got home till the time he went to bed. And if he wanted more alcohol, he would manipulate me to go to the store for him. If I would say no, he would isolate me, not talk to me, go in a different room. It would drive me to the point of where I would get in my car late at night, sometimes 10:30, 11 o'clock, to go drive to the liquor store to get him his liquor, just so he would simply talk to me.
I wanted to grow closer with my family, and I couldn't quite get there without acknowledging that there was something else going on. Before I had the excuse that, I smoked and that I smelled like smoke, and that was, I thought, the problem. It wasn't the problem. It was just the smoke screen for the problem.
I was in denial, thinking my addiction was only hurting me, when in reality, it was hurting everybody in my family.
I would isolate myself from my family and my friends. If I had friends that would reach out to me to go out with the kids, I would simply have an excuse to not go, or I would just simply not answer them at all.
I was using alcohol to escape life. I was trying to hide the resentment that I felt towards everybody that who I thought let me down or weren't there for me when I needed them.
I came to Celebrate Recovery ultimately because I found that I couldn't get away from my self-consciousness just by not doing the substances that I had been used to doing. I still had the same bad mental habits.
Honestly, I didn't think anybody understood how I actually felt. I was being selfish. I was separating myself from everyone and everything.
So I grew up in a Christian home, and the church that I attended was very ritualistic and disciplined, and there was a lot of shaming people in front of the congregation. So coming back to church was very difficult for me because I always felt that condemnation on me. And it kept me out of church for a very long time because I felt like people were trying to change me before I even walked in the door. It's like, you have to dress like this to come to church, or you have to stop doing this before you come to church. And I had a lot of issues with that. I even had trouble saying the name Jesus. I could not even call out on his name. I was shamed, to mention his name to anybody because I didn't want any associations to it. And that was one of my biggest hurts and hang-ups. when I came to CR that went right alongside with my unbelief and my doubt, because I started to believe that how could there be a Jesus that I grew up with and I was experiencing all this.
I think God has used Celebrate Recovery to help me by allowing me a forum where I could be myself and allowing people to see me as I am without being under the influence. It has allowed me to accept my inadequacies.
God has used CR to help me find freedom from codependency and manipulation. I have learned that it is okay to say no and to mean no when my husband asks me to do things that I do not want to do.
And I think that the Lord has helped me realize that I do have an issue with authority, that sometimes the smokescreen was also because I didn't want to give up my will. I didn't want to do what I didn't want to do. And that's been an enlightening realization.
And through God and CR, I no longer try to escape life using alcohol. Instead, I'm embracing life through the lens of Christ.
I don't isolate myself anymore. I look for my family for comfort, my church family and friends, and my friends at CR. God has shown me through CR that I have a voice, and He also has given me hope.
God has used CR to help me find freedom from fear, freedom from doubt, and freedom from the control of others.